was my birthday yesterday, and I got a lot of motivation to film this today because Hannah got me an iPhone 17. Pretty sick present. iPhone 17. I was opened up a pair of socks, then an iPhone cover, and the cover was like, I was like, this don't fit my phone. And then I was like, wait a minute. This is either some sort of sick joke or is it iPhone 17 in that next present? And it was. What a girl, what a girl. So just eating before going to train, delts and back. Loads of people have asked me about my split recently, just randomly on Instagram and shit like that. So if you give a shit and you want to know what my split is, it is delts and back, which I know sounds weird, but delts is like the number one thing I'm trying to improve right now. So I do delts like 3 times a week. So it's delts and back, then it's legs, then I have a day off on a Wednesday, then it's back and delts. So it's delt focus with a little bit of back, then it's back focus with a little bit of delts. Then Friday I do chest, Saturday arms, and a little bit more delts. Sunday off, and then repeat the cycle. I'm gonna eat this meal whilst I'm talking. So I went on Classic Physique Radio last night. That was cool. It's hosted by Nick Bagley, Terence Ruffin, Jared Crew. Yeah, I was on it last night. We was chatting a lot of cool stuff about just everything really. It will probably come out soon. But one of the biggest things we spoke about was just like the flow system that we have at the Posing University, which is just, it's like a structured way to teach people how to flow. And they was interested in it, so I was just basically explaining to them, which I'm gonna explain to you guys, like one of the biggest reasons people can't flow as well as they like to. They can't create posing routines like, you know, like top Olympians, but like top posing artists that ever did live, you know, Sean Craig, Kev Labrani, Ed Corney, people like that, Lila Braga. The reason why people struggle to pose like it in general, I think is just because people don't have a structured system on how to move their goddamn feet, man. Like people don't know how to move their feet. Like if you come from a background of a sport that has footwork, like if you did obviously dancing, then you've got a massive head start. I did boxing that has like a lot of footwork and stuff in it. Like the first thing you do when you get into boxing is, you know, they teach you the stance and like how to move your feet when you punch and like where the actual power comes from and shit like that. So I think when I was teaching people learn how to pose, I think that's the biggest thing that I see people don't have, is they don't have basic skills on how to move their feet. So I think when you might be trying to do like a posing routine and you hit a pose, and then you're just like, like how do you get into the next pose and make it look good? You kind of just like shuffle your way there, and you just sort of, you know, you just make it there in the end. You don't actually have like a clean way to move between like different leg positions and things like that. So I think like if you went to like any dance class and you was like, teach me how to street dance, or teach me how to do ballet, or teach me how to do breakdancing or some shit like that, the instructor would have an idea of like how to take someone from a beginner to whatever level they want to go to, you know, depending if they actually wanted to put the effort in. Like they would have a series of small skills that they would teach you, and then like that would be 100% learnable by everybody. And then once you learn those sort of small skills, you might put them together to make a bigger skill or a little mini dance. And then you have that light bulb moment and you're like, like I can do this. It's just like smaller skill sets put together to make one bigger skill set. And then like that's essentially what posing was missing, you know? So when people were asking me like how to flow after like years of posing coaching, it's like we just came up with this. I say we, it's me and Sammy Williams runs the posing university with me. We just come up with this system, like it's just developed over time. So the first thing we teach people is like core positions. I'll show you at the end of this video. I'm gonna go train in a minute. I'll show a bit of that, and then after training, I'll show you what the core positions and the footwork and shit is. skip ahead if you've got the attention span of goldfish, you can skip ahead. But yeah, it's essentially the main core fundamental leg positions that you need to know outside of your mandatory poses. And if you learn these fundamental core leg positions, they kind of branch off to like loads of different classic poses. So each core leg position has like 5 or 10 different classic poses you can hit. For example, like the standard like hip shift, or the standard kneeling pose. There's like tons of different classic poses you can hit off one main leg position. So we learn the 5 core positions, and then that basically gets you to a point where nailing all of the classic poses is a lot easier. Because most of the people fuck up classic poses because they either fuck up like foot stance or foot angle or the hip positioning or the body alignment or the weight distribution. And that all starts from like the waist down. So if you fix the waist down, you're kind of like, 80% of the way there to fixing the pose. It's just putting the torso together, which might be like half a lat spread, half a bicep for a T-guard, for example. And then once you learn the core positions, you learn like the footwork, you put the footwork together with everything, so then you tie all of the leg positions together, so you learn how to pivot, like about face, 180 steps, 270 spins, all shit like that. And then you put the arm dynamics with it, and then fucking boom. That's like how to flow in like 2 minutes.
If you do want to learn how to do this stuff though even more, there's like a video up here. I'll put like a card to it. I'll stick it in the description as well. It's called just like classic posing flow course or something. But it gives you the whole structure. We call it the flow print. And it gives you like the entire structure of what I'm talking about here, like the full breakdown. But I will go through at the end of this video and sort of just show you the theory of like how it works and how it fits together. But then if you want to like really go in depth, you can just head over to watch that video and learn a little bit more. You just click the link and join the Posing University, man. It's like gives you a good head start on how to learn this stuff if you want to put the best of your, or show the best of yourself, show the best of your physique when you're on stage this year. But anyway, I'm gonna go and train, man. I'm gonna go and train some delts. I'm gonna bring you with me. Back in the gym, man. Back in the gym. So I've been starting with lying cuffed lateral raises. I don't know if you can hear me, it's pretty noisy, but I can't be able to with the audio one. So yeah, lying cuffed, 3 hard sets. A little bit pissed off that I didn't beat last week. I've actually been trying to progress. I'm not normally that sort of guy that like tracks everything and progresses everything. But for delts, I want to try and really grow my delts. So I just want to make sure that I'm progressing in terms of weight and everything like that. So yeah, fuck it. Same reps as last week. Here's Hannah. She wants to be in the YouTube videos. She hasn't got a fucking clue. But yeah, so I'll tell you for each exercise that I do on this session.
You cannot seem to get to me. I am back with a stolen identity. You know I see through anything. I'm a one-man army with a bitter sting. You give me no reasons. I'm broken to pieces. There's no one can erase. Stuck inside frame. You know that's why I don't behave the same. Whenever you are here, I see clear, shed a tear. Don't know if I can.
Woo! More reps on that one, baby. More reps on the side lateralis machine. So yeah, I've been doing like 6 working sets per session of delts. So like total across the week, it's like 18 working sets. I know it seems a bit crazy. Well, I'm lying. On the last, on the arm and delt day, sometimes I only do 3. So it'll be like 15 working sets of delts. But I'm just trying to do as many fucking hard sets as I can and recover from. And then that should equal more shoulder gains. Yes.
Shattered
So the theory behind the flow print, like I say, is to give you a structured step-by-step system. And I'm gonna plug it again. If you want the full system, you can just go and watch the video. There'll be like a link to it here in the video or in the description. But the main principles of the system is learning core positions. So we have 5 core positions. So this is one, it's your basic hip shift. Yeah, teacup, overhead. You can hit like crucifix there. Like you can hit a lot of different poses here. Boom, boom. Then we have core position 2. Okay, again, lots of different poses. Yeah, you can hit from this angle, from this leg position. Okay, core position 3. Again, lots of different poses we can hit from this position. Yeah. Then we have core position 4, which is our standard kneeling pose. Okay, we can also hit it on the other side. So we could hit all core positions, left, right, front to back. For example, I could swap this and make it this side. Yeah. And then we have core position 5, which is your standard ground position pose. Yeah. Obviously, again, lots of different poses that we can hit from this leg position. So once you understand those leg positions, what it's going to mean for you is that, like I said, going back, a lot of the reasons why people fuck up classic poses is foot placement, body weight distribution, body alignment, okay? And then from there, the whole pose is fucked. So if I hit like a teacup with a fucked up hip position, the pose is fucked. If I just learn that leg position, body weight distribution, and alignment, then the pose is fixed, okay? So when you understand your mandatories, always first you should know your mandatory poses perfectly, okay? Then the next step to learning flow is those core positions. Then we move on to footwork. So footwork is now, how can we use pivots to go from 1 to 2, step throughs, yeah? About faces, step throughs, yeah? Boom, boom, boom. Lots of different pieces of footwork to join the core positions together, okay? So all of a sudden, now you're starting to move. The reason why people can't pose really well, they can't flow really well, is because they don't know how to move their feet. They're like, oh, how do I get, from this pose and over here to like a side chest? They will naturally move, but they won't do it with like, bah, with conviction. He fell over there. They won't do it with conviction, boom, and then land that shot. So you need to learn the core positions and then learn the footwork so you can tie everything together. And then all of a sudden, you'll be flowing all day. Core position 5, pop, into 4, boom, pop, into 2, yeah, pop, into 3, yeah, 4, pop. There's so many different ways. And then in combination with your standard mandatory posing, you're gonna have tons of different combinations, okay? Then we learn arm dynamics, and then we learn hand expressions and stuff on top of that. But this is the key to learning flow. The reason you can't flow is because you don't know how to move your feet. So if we learn those elements that I went through today, like I said, I would click the video and watch the 3-hour masterclass on this shit, and it will take you through a lot more. But yeah, other than that, that's me, man. You wanna say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.